behind the e.MAS 5, please welcome Encik Kamal Ambing for the Proton e.MAS 5 presentation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Salam sejahtera and Assalamualaikum. My name is Kamal Ambing. Today we are witnessing another proud milestone of Proton's journey toward a smarter, cleaner, and more electrified future. But I'm not alone, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me in welcoming someone who has been at the center of the person, basically, a special person that's shaping the story, the e.MAS story, our story. Chief Running Officer of Proton e.MAS, Wan Salawati Muhammad Yusuf. I am followed by
I noticed I've got a lot of peminat rupanya. Okay, so yang berbahagia Dato' Aminah Rashid, Chairman Kumari, Sri Said Faisal, Chairman Proton, Encik Azrul Rizal, CEO Kumari, Dato' Wira Azhar, our board member, sentiasa supportive, selalu datang event kita, thank you. Dr. Lee Chun Rong, CEO Proton, Encik Ainul Azmi, covering the CEO Proton, and also Mr. Jan Chan, CEO Proton. Okay, dah habis kot presentation. Saya tertinggal satu.
Yes.
I want to say, you know, e.MAS, kita introduced e.MAS Timur for quite a while already, right?
Yes,
we started 2 months ago.
Yep.
I see many of them will support us. Thank
Yes.
you, our media friends.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, very proud shout out to our media friends. Okay, cukup takut?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So let's start. Good evening. Assalamualaikum. Salam sejahtera. Ya, apa khabar semua? Alhamdulillah. Alright, Kamal, when you started just now,
Yes.
you mentioned something
More
electrifying future.
Yes.
Sangat sesuai dengan nama e.MAS.
Yes, indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, basically, e.MAS 5. What's the story about e.MAS 5?
You see, Kamal, 2 tahun lepas, 2 years ago, when we launched this brand name e.MAS, literally stands for our mission, you know, electrifying Malaysia. Because we believe truly that EV is for everyone and not just a privileged few.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have been blessed to be thousands of Malaysians throughout PC5. Of course, we are not alone, we're joined by all some media friends as well. And we have been in Penang, Johor, Sarawak, Sabah, East Coast even. We listen to all of you.
It is always good, Kamal, to receive feedback firsthand. We heard their voices, excitement, curiosity, and of course there are also concerns, right? So they were looking for something smaller, affordable, but yet practical for their daily life. So we listened and we acted today. We now present to you Malaysia's first affordable EV, ladies and gentlemen. So, Kamal, macam mana kita nak start bercerita hari ini?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for this, we bring the stories of 5 people, right, that inspired Proton e.MAS 5. Different backgrounds, different journeys, but with one shared dream. All of them truly wants an EV that fits their life. So that's how, let's start Iman and Mira. They are in their early 30s, you know, proud parents of 2, have kids 4, one is 2 years old, kind of like myself. And they are at the stage in life where the family is growing. Their priorities are changing, and of course, they want to also replace their old car to something smarter, more efficient, and safer. But at the same time, still practical.
Okay, that's interesting. Tell us, how does e.MAS 5 fit into their lifestyle?
Well, first thing first, hold your space. Basically, at the back, once you open the rear door, ladies and gentlemen, it opens up to 0.61 meters square of rear floor space. Meaning, it comfortably grows with your children, you know, from baby seat to the front-facing seat to the booster seat. Basically, e.MAS 5 follows your child's every milestone, from daycare to kindergarten up to primary school even. And believe me, it is still big enough for their growing child as they grow up to college if they want.
Yeah, I understand that. And as a mother myself, you know, when we are driving around with little ones, comfort for the children is the center of everything. That's why the flat for flat floor design and rear air vent makes sense, in this car.
Yes, absolutely. And this kind of rear mounted suspension setup able to absorb bounce and road undulations, making every ride smoother, more relaxing relief, and perfect for young families.
And we are proud to say that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only car in its class with rear multi-link suspension setup.
Yes.
And Kamal, another thing that is important to young families is space. Kan?
Space,
never
indeed, yes.
enough with young family. So young parents practically take the whole house when the whole family goes out. So that's why the e.MAS 5 comes with a large 70-liter frunk that is easy to lift and also open. Yang best sekali pasal frunk ni, Kamal, for young family, the dirty diaper smell doesn't get into the cabin.
Yes, talking about smells, I think during season now, this is best for Musanti as well. Anyway, not only at the front, when you move to the back, you'll find the 375 liters of boot space capacity, which is plenty enough for your groceries. But with a 60/40 rear split folding seat, there's up to 1,320 liters of total cargo capacity. Big enough for your next IKEA project, nak pindah rumah pun boleh lah. And of course, inside as well, ladies and gentlemen, once you open the rear door, you'll be greeted with a 28 liters of under seat storage compartment under the rear seat. Perfect for all those loose items, those little things that will keep them the bit to
Now, here is something I personally love about EV cars, especially for parents. Maybe not a lot of people know it, but we can keep our air conditioning running safely while the car is in stationary, without wasting fuel, or yang paling penting sekali, worrying about the carbon poisoning. Something that we will never get in ICE car.
Yes, and when you consume battery, you have to recharge. In this case, the Proton e.MAS 5, the DC charging speed from 30% to 80% only takes about 21 minutes. And if that 21 minutes comes out, you could recharge back up to 160 kilometers. 160, I think, is from here all the way to KLIA and back to Singapore. That's how far it is, and it only took about a tweak of your brake to 90%. And another special thing about EV is that this is the thing that I have enjoyed, my wife really, is that most shopping malls today, they are starting to install their own public chargers, and most of the time they're actually located closer to the entrance. I think our friend from you agree, right? It's closer to the malls, something like that. Yep, alright. So with this, imagine this like this. So Iman and Mira, go to the mall, find a parking space right next to the entrance, charge, plug in the e.MAS 5, right? And they go for shop. By the time they come back, battery is full charge, or almost full charge, and well, it is enough for another weeks of running.
Okay, that's a lot of good features that is good for young families.
Yep.
See. Now let's move on to the next person, the next persona.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about David. Wow. He really looks like David in our product marketing team. Are we talking about David there? No? Maybe not him, huh?
This is a slightly different David, ladies and gentlemen. He lives in Subang, works in Kuala Lumpur, full of ambition, but this time he's really almost like our David, full of ambitions, and his social plans keeps him on the move from morning all the way at night.
You know what is David's problem? He parks his car outside. Because he wants to save parking money, right?
Yes.
So he parks outside. By the time he wants to go out to lunch, the car feels like an oven.
Because kita ada Proton e.MAS app. Right. So with Proton e.MAS app, ladies and gentlemen, one tap on the screen, they will pre-cool the car even before he opens the door. So by the time he reaches the car, the cabin is cool and comfortable. And speaking of EV as well, ladies and gentlemen, I think when you want to drive at EV adoptions, a lot of customers are seeing as the complexity of charging. That is why with Proton e.MAS, we have the integrated live charging map that today supports up to 90% of all local public charging providers.
What is so special if it's 90%? What else is special?
Well, basically this integrated live charging map embedded into the screen will give you 4 important things, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1 is the status. You will know whether the search result is the charging is working or not working. It's not just offline search result. Number 2, you will get to know the occupancy of it. So that you don't have to waste time to go to the charger and find out that you have a queue. Sometimes it's best for you to go to the next one. And of course, number 3 is that you will know the price and you will know the speed. So you will be able to make more informed decisions. Now, speaking speaking of multiple charging providers as well, most of these chargers basically come with their own applications. Kalau you tanya all the EV owners in Malaysia, I think they have like 3 different apps like that. You need to have different apps, different accounts, different passwords to remember. But you totally must have one app to pay for them all, one map to find them all, well, one set to control the stuff. And you are good to go. Really.
Boleh bayar, boleh check, boleh tengok available ke tidak.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. But I think you forget to mention one thing.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only one among all EV brands in Malaysia. We are the only one that have this system. So, well done to our charging system, wherever you are. Thank you very much.
Now, Kamal, these next features, I want to look at inside. You know, our media friends always tease us about these particular features. Whenever we come out with a new model to teach, they will ask us this question.
And the Yoto.
Right, guys? Ada Apple CarPlay and Android Auto lah.
Oh, yes.
They will always ask us this question. So yes, the good news is yes, this car come with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but not just yet. This car also come with bahasa Inggeris and bahasa Melayu, so it makes the conversation in the car a lot
Yeah,
easier.
you remain hands-free like when you drive. And from day one, yes, that's the most important. Apple CarPlay and Auto from day one this time around, ladies and gentlemen. Now, worrying not when we talk about system, the head unit inside here, it also equipped the automatic brake system. Meaning, you know, you can drive under the hot sun, vibration, harsh vibration, the screen will remain lag-free and highly responsive.
Okay, interesting. But come on, let's
Yes.
address the elephant in the room.
Elevator, yes.
Yes, it's actually the range, right? So is this suitable and enough for David? You know, you have driven this car yourself.
Yes, I
mean,
have,
you should.
Yep.
That 325 kilometers, is it really achievable? You know, or do you have to drive it with the aircon off, or your foot barely touching the pedal? Because I certainly cannot do that.
Well, no need for that. Yes, because, ladies and gentlemen, the 1025 kilometers we are talking about here is actually WLTP rated figure, one of the highest rating standards when it comes to the testing rating. And of course, in fact, during the city, a mix of city driving, highway, a certain damage will stretch up to 70 kilometers actually in a single charge. So for someone like him, 50 kilometers daily, one full charge will last almost one entire week.
And one more, Kamal, Malaysian, you know your country, sometimes hot, suddenly raining. Is the car safe? I mean, what kind of features do we have?
Well, keep David safe, of course, right? The emaS 5 comes with what they call a GPCS, traction control system. Basically, it gives you that confidence that you can drive through any uneven roads, wet roads conditions, without worrying in keeping the car stable and sure-footed at all times. And ladies and gentlemen, speaking of David, you should see his young child routine as well. You know, basically he and 4 of his buddies, all big size guys by the way, well, can fit inside his car easily for late night midnight session.
Wow!
David.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's the real proof of space right there, okay? You know what, Kamal?
Yes.
Or the audience, if you guys are familiar, you know, if Australian, they have a band called ACDC. I am pleased to announce that in Malaysia, Bronet, we have a new boy band, OBCD. But you guys please retire soon, cannot, BMI not good.
Yes. Next, David, ladies. Next, let's talk about Kavita, a bright, cheerful college student who's just starting to stretch her wings.
You know, as parents, you know, for younger like this, parents want something decent, you know, simple and affordable for her daily commute, so that she can come home safely every day.
Yes, and for that, thanks to the home charging capability, you know, she no longer needs to stop at petrol station because I believe that there are people that don't like to go to petrol station. My wife is one of them, right? I always help her to fuel. And of course, with this Kavita, all she's gonna do, come home, plug charger, and she, by the time the next morning, you know, she wakes up with a full charge car, ready to go to college again.
But this is another interesting fact about emaS 5, ladies and gentlemen. You know, some people think that safety is a luxury in a car, right? But to us in emaS, safety, we made it necessity. Yeah? So with 12 ADAS features, the emaS 5 is always looking out for her like a personal guardian.
Personal guardian, yes. Keeping her parents very safe, thinking about it, right? And of course, don't forget we have a 360 camera with parking assist, so Kavita can use it to see everything on the outside, including the cat, really, Kasam. Oyen sebenarnya.
Oh,
Yeah, Oyen is implying that.
naughty cat. You know, and also for a new driver like Kavita, you know, the e.MAS 5 has this best in class 4.95 tight turning radius, make it super easy to drive through narrow streets. So she can come home with the car dam free, something that I believe the father would love lah.
Yes,
Kan?
the father will love
You know
that.
how guys is kalau kita cakap, right?
Yes.
But and also for the mother, you know, the mother get peace of mind that Kavita is always protected, that the e.MAS 5 comes standard, not with 2, 4, but with 6 airbags.
Yes, and safety actually is not about protection, right? We want to avoid one if possible, right? So with this, the Proton e.MAS 5 delivers an impressive 36.9 meters of braking distance from 100 kilometers per hour down to 0. So basically, that's how this is the best in class stopping power. Yes.
Okay, now Kamal, there is this one feature that I really like, especially for a younger generation like Kavita, the vehicle to load functionality. Maybe not many of them are familiar. It is basically turning the e.MAS 5 into a power bank, a mobile power bank, literally. You know, so picture this, you know, Kavita going out with the friends for a weekend picnic. They park under a tree, open the boot, and plug the coffee machine directly into the car, and within minutes, fresh, hot coffee is served. You know how cool is that?
Yes, and after that, you know, they can just sit inside, alright? Very comfortable, soft leather right here. That feels premium and supportive. Best for chilling out and also, you know, for short drive to college or long weekend, really. And of course, as you can see, we will have a crystal clear selector, elegant, modern, and intuitive. But the most important thing is this, ladies and gentlemen. All the key controllers are right there, where you need it as a driver. Simple, just how it should be.
Okay, we've covered Kavita.
Alright.
David, let's cover Kak Long. I'm sure a lot of you have met Kak Long somehow, your family or your friends. Now, Kak Long, she's the true urban hustler. You know, she's always on the move, juggling multiple things at once, and she needs a car that can keep up with the pace. And you know, guys, talking about pace, the e.MAS 5 does 0 to 50 km per hour in just 3.9 seconds. This is something that you like. I know. Quick off the line, smooth in traffic, no noise, no lags, no stress, and that's what keeps Kak Long moving every day.
Yes, and for Kak Long's, pace equals practicality equals productivity. So the Proton e.MAS 5 offers up to 1,220 liters of cargo space, kind of like B segment, but really more like a minivan lah, and we have been talking many times about 70 liters front right here. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Even Kak Long can load up the delivery parcel right in front there because the front is really deep now. Now, speaking of Kak Long as well, if there's one thing that she really pays attention to is actually cost. Every single ringgit counts. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, for the Proton e.MAS 5, the maintenance cost for the next 10 years of ownership period is actually 60% lesser than the equivalent B segment petrol. Less moving parts, less wear and tear. Well, the scheduled checkout also is every 20,000 instead of every 10,000 kilometers.
Wow, Kamal, 60,
Yes.
60%, that's huge, you know. And not just she got to save money, you know, for somebody like Kak Long, after very long deliveries and errands, even the most driven person needs a little break, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so for Kak Long, she just needs to recline the seat, switches on her favorite movie or playlist, and adds the quiet cabin to the rest, and she can enjoy her healing moment.
Yes, and finally, Dasal, let's go. Next, we have Mr. Lee, an experienced driver, a devoted husband, and someone who has seen cars evolve from carburetors to connectivity. Kind of like me, really. He believes in this mantra, Dasal. Happy wife, happy life.
Oh, okay, that's your mantra.
Yes.
You need to buy
Starting
this
today.
car. Okay, pink color, please.
Oh, sorry. And Mr. Lee isn't looking for something flashy, guys, right? He wants comfort, reliability, and refinement. A perfect car for his wife.
Yeah, for someone like him, convenience is everything. You know, he doesn't want to keep visiting service center, and if his wife were to have to go to service center, he doesn't want to go far.
Yeah. And don't worry for that, Kasam. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have 45 Proton e.MAS ready dealership nationwide. It is easy to get support anywhere in Malaysia. And yes, that's how we are proud to announce that Proton e.MAS is the largest. We have the largest EV network in Malaysia today.
Congratulations, network planning team. You guys work very hard. Yeah. Also now, Aman, for someone like Mr. Lee,
Yes.
there is some skepticism. You know, and this is also questions that a lot of our fans, our customers are asking.
Yeah.
EV ni maintenance dia a bit maybe can cost a fortune because they say tires for EV is a special tire.
Yes, for that, that's well. Ladies and gentlemen, first thing first, Proton e.MAS 5 is running on the regular tires, so if you're talking about replacement, easy and affordable. But honestly, the tire wear really depends more on the driver than the drivetrain. I think EV owners here can agree with me on that. So if you like Mr. Lee, calm, steady, and can drive smoothly, your EV tires could last as long as your ICE car really. But if you kind of person that really enjoy the instant torque every time you get traffic light, every time you get to the highway, well, sorry, it's not the same case last time.
Okay, now let's talk about the interior, shall we?
Yep.
Right, the interior feels calm and personal, a space to relax and just allow you to enjoy the drive, you know. And I think Mrs. Lee really appreciate Mrs. Lee's classic taste right there.
Yep.
Now, even though the e.MAS 5 is compact on the outside, it is incredibly versatile inside. With a 60-40 split rear seats, Mr. Lee can easily adapt the space to whatever his weekend brings. Which most of the time is golfing lah, come on.
Yes,
and the golf bag goes inside there.
Yep, one sits down and you get a full golf bag inside there. You can load his golf bag, and of course the power tailgate that I demonstrated earlier makes it easier to close the boot as well later on, right? It's actually the only one in class with the convenience. And I think, because I'm speaking of golfing, you know, there's Mr. Lee making the par 4, right? He might be wondering how safe is the battery of e.MAS 5. Well, for all the Mr. Lees out there, right? This Proton e.MAS 5 is powered by this ATR LFP material battery, one of the world's most trusted names. So the protection covers every cell, every module, and every pack as well. So top tier safety, we're talking about right here, and as well tanks the highest energy density in its class today, 185 watt-hour per kilogram. It balances energy efficiency, stability, and safety.
Now, I heard something about e.MAS 5, I think worth mentioning today,
Yeah.
that e.MAS 5 has something that no other car has, and if you want to find these features, it's only available in a 100,000 ringgit or even 200,000 ringgit price. What is that?
Well, that feature we are talking about the rear wheel drive layout. This is the only car in its class that is having the rear wheel drive layout. So that means better balance, smoother handling, much more comfortable ride as well with the rear multi-disc suspension, and give more engaging driving feeling really. The kind of you will normally get in higher-end EVs or higher-end vehicles. So basically the message here, ladies and gentlemen, is that the premium performance at an everyday price really.
Yeah, and the refined driving also efficient thanks to the 11-in-1 electric motor.
Yeah, what we have done is that we combine 11 different components into one highly efficient and compact unit. It has 89% of energy efficiency level, so at the same time it delivers 85 kilowatts of output with 150 Newton meters of torque, giving you that smooth and responsive drive without wasting too much energy at the same time.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The 5 stories of our customers, 5 very different lives, you know, but with one common desire.
Yes, and whether it is Iman, Elmira, David, Kavita, Carlo, or Mr. Lee, they all want the same thing. A car that is affordable, a car that is practical, safe, and future ready.
Well, that is exactly echoing what our country chairman just said in his speech.
Yes.
That's exactly what the Proton e.MAS is all about, ladies and gentlemen, built to fit into every Malaysian lifestyle. You know, really, no matter who you are or how you drive.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, to conclude our presentation today, the Proton e.MAS 5 comes with 10 exclusive class features that you won't find in anywhere else.
Tak cukup lah 10.
That's cool. Right.
Well, we give you another 10 best-in-class features that makes it the benchmark in its segment today.
Yes, and this gives Proton e.MAS 5 20 solid reason for Malaysia.
sembang banyak sangat ni, you know. That's very impressive lah, I must agree. But I think there are these questions, you know. Let's be honest, the big questions. Really, can a Malaysian afford electric vehicle, this e.MAS 5?
Well, why not? Because that's the best part of Proton e.MAS. It is smart to own as well. It is cheap to charge, cheap to maintain, like I mentioned earlier. And when you add all of those things up, you can save up around 30,000 ringgit worth of ownership cost compared with similar petrol car over 10-year period.
30,000.
30,000, yes.
30,000 tu boleh pergi buat umrah 3 kali.
Yes, or we can buy a car lah.
Oh, I can buy it.
Yes.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that's not just number on paper, that's really real savings. You know, you can feel every month, every year in your own wallet.
Yes, so whether it is space that you're looking for, or technology, or the comfort, or the saving, Proton e.MAS 5 truly has it all, designed to fit seamlessly into the Malaysian lifestyle.
Alright, Tama, let's go to the usual stuff that we need to do. You know, we have to talk about the variants and also the colors.
Yes, that's out. Ladies and first thing first, the Proton e.MAS 5 comes in two variants, Premium and Prime. Suiting different lifestyle needs, right? And of course, you have the first color, the Moonstone White, a color that reflects purity, family warmth, kind of like the one in era.
And this one, you know, the game OBCD gitu.
Yes.
Okay. Marble grey perfectly matches David's vibe. You know, warm, confident, and effortlessly stylish.
Yes, indeed. And of course,
And
Kasal,
then
your
there's
favorite?
Squad Rose.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of my favorite. It's so soft, elegant, and full of personality. Just like Kavita. You hold on. How many of us in the hall like this pink color? Yeah, kita geng. Okay, moving on.
Right, moving on, you have also graphite silver, right? Those colors are all here. Strong, sharp, and professional, just like Carlo, really.
And finally, skate gray. You know, our Mr. D, he loves this car because it's elegant, timeless, and composed. You know, just like him. It's a color that speaks of a higher confidence and sophistication.
Yes, now moving on to the inside, ladies and gentlemen, you will have two choices, the Alabaster White, beautiful Alabaster White, and Fleet Gray. Whichever you choose, we can guarantee you that both interiors share the same premium materials and that much attention to detail, making every drive feel first class.
And there they are. 5 colors, 5 personalities, each one tells its own story, different lives, different journeys, but one car that connects it all. The Proton e.MAS 5, designed for every Malaysian in every shape of life.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, don't just take our word for it.
Alright, well, take the words of 5,000 bookings, 5,000 Malaysians who have trusted into the Proton e.MAS 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is 5,000 stories, but all share one excitement, you know, a belief in what is coming next.
Thank you, Nas. Thank you, Salim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and good evening, everybody. Today, I have the pleasure of announcing the launch packages for the Proton e.MAS 5. As with all the recent Proton and Proton e.MAS model launches, we have prepared a comprehensive package of benefits for our customers. And befitting our first affordable EV for Malaysia, it reflects the needs and priorities of Malaysians. These elusive 5 power packs are designed to make owning the Proton e.MAS 5 even more rewarding, and they are worth a total of 8,000 ringgit. The first is our power exchange package, where customers who deregister their non-roadworthy vehicle will be eligible for rewards worth 2,000 ringgit. It is our way of encouraging a cleaner, more sustainable transition towards electric mobility. Next, the Power Online ensures that you stay connected with 5 years of unlimited data worth 1,800 ringgit, cementing the Proton e.MAS 5 as an intelligent, connected vehicle, electric vehicle. For those looking at financing, our power financing offers a special 1.98% interest rate for a 5-year loan to Proton government, and this is worth saving of 1,700 ringgit. To make charging more convenient, we are including a 7 kilowatt home charger under the power home package, valued at 1,500 ringgit, so that you can choose up easily at home. Lastly, our power trade-in provides an additional 1,000 ringgit trade-in rebate via CASA. Together, these 5 power packs are worth up to 8,000 ringgit and make the Proton e.MAS 5 an even smarter choice for Malaysians ready to embrace electrified mobility. And of course, every Proton e.MAS 5 comes with a peace of mind as standard, with a 6-year unlimited mileage vehicle warranty, plus an 8 years or 160,000 kilometers high voltage battery and component warranty. So you can drive with confidence, knowing Proton has been covered every step of the way. Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Now I would like to invite on stage our esteemed Chief Executive Officer of Proton, Dr. Lee Chun Rong, to announce the prize. Ladies and gentlemen,
everybody has been waiting for the prize. The official price without insurance for the Proton e.MAS 5 Premium is 72,800 ringgit. And official price without insurance for the Proton e.MAS 5 Prime is 59,800. What do you think? Answer said later. Now more people push us, even early birds. So maybe we can make this moment even more special for our customers. Okay? Thank you, Councillor. Ladies and gentlemen, for a limit time for bookings until the end of this year, we are pleased to offer additional special launch offer of 3,000 ringgit additional. That means a new price without insurance for the e.MAS 5 Premium is 69,800 until the end of this year. And the new price without insurance for the e.MAS 5 Prime is 56,800 until the end of this year. This evening is not just about the launch of the new car. It is about progress. Progress that is inclusive, meaningful, and shared. Thank you all for being part of this journey. Thank you. 谢谢。
谢谢，terima kasih Dr.